mangawang, and also to my fellow classmates. I am Devine Grace De Leon from Grade 6 Club Rail. Today, I will going to discuss to you about first, tools and equipment used in plant propagation. Second, systematic and scientific ways of caring orchard. And third, conducting survey on animal, four-leg and fish racing. So, the first lesson that I will going to discuss to you is all about tools and equipment used in plant propagation. With the most essential learning competency, identify the appropriate tools and equipment used in plant propagation and describe the appropriate tools and equipment used in plant propagation. But before we proceed to our given discussion, let me discuss to you first about planting fruit-bearing tree. Planting fruit-bearing tree is enjoyable and interesting activity. It is important to know how to use the different tools and equipment in planting to make tasks easier and faster. Having the right tools, maintaining a healthy and attractive garden. So let's proceed to our given discussion. The following are some of the tools and equipment used in planting trees. Hoe, a tool used in digging and loosening hard and dry soil. It has a thin blade across the end of a long handle. Rake, a long-handled tool having a bar at one end with teeth in it. It is used for smoothing the soil and gathering loose leaves, hay, or straw. Trowel, a tool with curved blade used for loosening ground and taking up small plants. Axe, a tool with a flat, sharp blade fastened to handle used for cutting trunk of trees and their branches. Crowbar, a straight heavy iron bar pointed at one end about 4 feet in length, used digging holes for planting seedlings. Bolong, a tool with a wooden or metal handle from which a long blade is attached. It is used for cutting tall grasses and branches of trees. Shovel, a tool with a broad or scoop attached to handle. It is used to dig, lift, and throw loose mortar. Fork, a tool resembling a table fork but much bigger in size. It is used in digging and preparing the soil for the plants. Water sprinkler, a can with a spout to sprinkle water on the plants. Plants should be watered every day to make them grow healthier. And lastly, hose, used for watering seedlings arranged in mass. Remember, planting is a great hobby. We get many benefits from planting, such as beautifying the environment and being able to provide fresh air and food. But planting will not be successful if we do not use the right planting materials, such as hoe, rake, trowel, axe, crowbar, bolo, shovel, fork, and water sprinkler. We will always remember that it is important to take care and store in the right place the tools and equipment so that we can use for a long time. Okay, so now we will going to our second lesson, which is systematic and scientific ways of caring orchard. With the most essential learning competency, perform systematic and scientific ways of caring orchard trees, seedlings such as watering, cultivating, preparing, and applying organic fertilizer. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to use different ways of preparing organic fertilizer and pesticide. Explain the benefits of using organic fertilizer and locally made pesticides towards sustainable development. And observe healthy and safety measures in formulating fertilizer and organic pesticides. There are many things to consider if you're thinking of embarking on an orchard project. It is most fulfilling endeavor, especially if you're successful and you're able to harvest the fruits of your labor and earn additional income for your family. lesson will present systematic and scientific ways of caring for orchards, trees, and seedlings. Ways of watering plants. Number 1. Natural. This is nature's ways of providing water for plants through the rain. Number 2. Manual. This is with the use of a water pail and dipper or water sprinkler. And number 3. Artificial. Water supply is artificially produced from a deep well, dams, and river with the help of motors. Proper ways of cultivating. So first, what is cultivating the land? Cultivating the land is practice to help promote the growth of roots and improve aeration for fast absorption of the nutrients by the soil. There are two ways of cultivating. Number 1, off-bearing, cultivating the soil in rows. Number 2, hilling up, cultivating the soil towards the base of the plant. Preparing and applying organic fertilizer. So fertilizer is any substance added to the soil that promotes the healthy growth of plants. They are classified in two types. Number 1, inorganic, artificial fertilizer made from chemicals, liquid, soluble, and granular form. Number 2, organic, natural fertilizer from decayed matter, animals, and other natural resources. Example of organic fertilizer. Humus comes from decayed matters from plants and animals mixed with soil. Manure comes from animal waste such as livestock, or should I say big animals and poultry chicken waste. Vermicompost comes from the waste of vermin. Benefits using organic fertilizer. It increases the yield. Clay, soil will turn porous when organic fertilizer is added. It improves soil condition. It balances the soil pH. Soil pH is a degree of acidity and alkalinity of the soil. Pulverized eggshell, oyster shell, bone meal, and any life will neutralize the acidity of the soil. It helps the development of roots, flowers, shoots, and fruits. Safety measures in preparing fertilizer and organic pesticides. Number 1, always wear the personal protective equipment such as face mask, hand gloves, apron, working clothes, and boots. Number 2, always read the instruction before doing the activity. Number 3, follow the guide of proper posture while working to avoid straightening your back. Number 4, check the working condition of tools before using them. And lastly, number 5, never leave your work unattended, especially when ingredients are about to be mixed. Remember, when cultivation is done properly, the growth of weeds can be controlled. Soil texture will improve plant growth and destructive microorganisms found in the soil will eventually die. So now, we will going to proceed to our third and last topic. It is all about conducting a survey on animal, four-leg or fish raising, with the most essential learning competency, kinds of four-leg animals, fish being raised as means of livelihood, possible hazards that animals raising can cause to the people and community, and ways to prevent possible hazards brought about by raising animals. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify the kinds of animals, fish being raised as means of livelihood, express ideas on how to control possible hazards that animal raising can cause to the people and community, and appreciate the benefits of animal, fish raising as means of livelihood in the community. So again, before we proceed to our given discussion, let me discuss to you first about animals and fish raising. Animals and fish raising is a good alternative for family, not just as a source of food, but as a means of improving family income. Through the years, a lot of families are involved in this endeavor, particularly in rural areas. True animal industry had been challenged by the emergence of diseases. Still, reality they exist, the demand for fish and animal products never goes low. This make animal and fish raising profitable or promising industry. So, these are the kinds of animals with four legs or fish that can be raised as means of livelihood. Number 1, swine is one of those types that can be sold live as meat or meat products. In raising swine, it is important to choose the right breed adapted to current conditions and resistant to common diseases. Hog raising is usually seen among backyards of rural areas. Some of its breeds are Hampshire, Dorok, Yorkshire, Landrace, Hereford, Poland China, and Tankworth. Number 2, cattle. Like swine, it can sold live as meat and dairy products. Cattle farming requires a larger area for the animals to roam around or graze. A major consideration in cattle raising Ongul, Nellore, Santa Gertrudis, and Bali or Banting. While breeds that best for dairy products are Brown Swiss and Holstein Friesian. There are also breeds that are best for both dairy and milk production, such as Sahiwal and Tarpakar. Number 3, goat is another possible livestock to raise. Goat meat and milk are similar to cattle. In the Philippines, goat meat is relatively more expensive than chicken, pork, or beef. Therefore, goat farming has a high potential for profit. Goats like cattle may be raised on either pen or large parcel of land. Its breeds that are dual purpose are Nubian and Joma, Pari. For dairy production, the best breeds are Seinan, Alpine, and Tajen Borge. Number 4, fish. Like animal meat, is rich in protein and is a healthier alternative. Since Philippines is an archipelago surrounded with bodies of water, many families or fishing folk choose aquaculture over raising animal on land. Luckily, among the fishes that are commonly raised are milkfish, or should I say bangus, tilapia, mudfish, dalag, catfish or hito, carp, and gurami. However, tilapia, milkfish, and catfish are suggested species that can be used in fish farming because they grow in large amounts and are easy to raise. Animal waste. Animal waste refers to unnecessary leftovers, manure, unconsumed feeds, carcasses, or dead animals, or any form of animal's discharge. Improper disposal or mishandling of this waste can produce an unpleasant smell. This can also attract flies and insects, which usually carries disease-causing bacteria and infection. Fly and other insects usually settle on food and belongings of the family members. This causes infestion if not controlled and multiply fast, which lead to community disturbance, stress, and diseases. Remember, animal raising provides the foods, livelihood, and additional income to the family. In order to have a profitable or a promising livelihood, we must keep animal housing or pens clean and tidy and give them enough amount of food to get the best results. Improper disposal of animal waste will lead to the presence of diseases, which results to community disturbance. And that's all! Thank you for watching and listening. Once again, I'm Devine Grace P. De Leon. Bye-bye!